Hello, this is a video about the challenges we were presented with, the approaches we decided to take to address those challenges, and the technological benchmarks we found that address similar challenges using similar approaches. The first challenge we were presented with is this. How can the inspiring stories born out of the community organizations within the Global Youth Collaborative be told or showcased in a way that reaches a wider audience, without compromising the genuine nature of the community? Our approach is this. Narrate accomplishment. A benchmark we found that addresses a similar challenge is the TED conference. Here, the challenge was to showcase ideas from leading thinkers, to take an elite conference and make it accessible to millions, and to have a global and inclusive presence. Their solution was to narrate accomplishment through the TED.com website. The site hosts talks from various speakers, each of them no longer than 18 minutes. This time limit forces speakers to be succinct, but also allows time for them to give proper context to their work. Online communities can watch videos, then discuss their ideas in the comment section. As well, users can create profiles and interact with each other. The second challenge we were presented with is this. How can these community organizations within the Global Youth Collaborative effectively collaborate together to share resources, experiences, expertise, meetings, and more? Our approach is this. Invite action. An example of inviting action is the Obama campaign during the election. Their challenges were to mobilize people to vote, to form channels and send messages quickly, and raise campaign money. They made it really easy for people to get involved and to get other people involved as well. They also gave voters ownership over the campaign by allowing microfinancing to fund the campaign. They hired the co-founder of Facebook as a social tech coordinator and garnered 6.3 million Facebook supporters and 1.3 million Twitter followers. MyObama.com serves as an interface for people to create profiles and have discussions about the campaign and candidate platform, as well as share their personal stories and successes, set fundraising goals, form groups, and interact with each other. The outcome was a culture of transparency and accountability surrounding Obama. They also managed to network supporters that already knew how to rally around political action. This network can be leveraged for future campaigns. The third challenge we were presented with is this. How can the GYC create and maintain a low overhead, low cost, and socially driven online experience and or presence that gives public-facing credibility to the Global Youth Collaborative in order to grow the movement and potentially seek more funding? Our approach is this. Open process. An example of open process is the Grameen Bank and Kiva. The challenge for these two organizations is that banks don't loan to people without collateral and don't loan small amounts. And people take loans from loan sharks out of desperation with unreasonable interest rates and can't pay back. The solution is to have an open process. They created a mini support network of lenders, usually 5 to 6 people, overseen by a Grameen rep. The group borrows money as a whole and uses social capital as collateral. The groups are accountable to each other because they can't borrow until the last person who borrowed is in good standing. The small groups accountable to each other exist within a larger network of Kiva or Grameen, That is, small groups give strength to the larger network. Kiva uses their website and PayPal to easily transfer money and to showcase their borrowers. Also, lenders can see how many other people are lending to the project goals, and progress reports. So here we summarize some of the technology involved as well as some of the social ideas behind these technologies and sort of the human factor around them.
So what we're thinking for the presentation for the tool that's going to enable the behavior that we're seeking is to look at a couple other tools that have emerged from simple forms. So the one that comes to mind is Twitter. So really just want to take us through a little history of Twitter, what's happened from Twitter, and how we can sort of use those lessons to apply to the GYC. So Twitter essentially, in essence, is this box. It's a box for your text, and it's a button to put that text online. Now, what's interesting is from those simple rules, a really complex social behavior has emerged. So we have this box as a starting point. Next, we realize that, so there's a lot of different tweets or messages going about. So we had this notion of a favorite, which is a metaphor borrowed from computing, from browsers. We save favorites when we want to remember a web page. And we apply this to Twitter, so that reduces the amount of tweets and it allows us to filter them. Next, we apply a metaphor from email. So when I want to talk to a person, I put an @ symbol there, and they know who I'm talking at. So I say @ and then their username. And what that allows is it allows me to see the messages that are from me. It allows me to see the messages that are about me or to me. And it also allows me to see my influence. So the messages that are retweeted that also have my name. Retweeting is another phenomenon that happens when somebody likes a message, they retweet it or make sure that it says via a username. So you can actually see those chains of influence going through the system. So then we have the hashtag, which is basically a topic. When I want to talk about a topic, let's say it's a project or an event that I'm at, I'll put a hashtag in front of it so that I can say to other people I'm intentionally talking about this issue because I'd like to know who else is talking about this issue. That hashtag actually comes from IRC, which is a sort of older chat form that basically computer geeks used to use, and hashtag symbolized the different topics. And then there's the web link. So there's HTTP. When I say HTTP:// everybody kind of knows that's a website. And so we can also aggregate based on that and see who else is linking to the same site as I am, and who else is taking up the website that I've shown, and who showed it first, and who's seen it latest. So the website acts as a unique URL, a unique resource location, so that we can, or URI, unique resource identifier, so that we can see who's linking to what and see the uniqueness of that, as well as we're seeing a lot of shorteners, so URL shorteners that will make the URL shorter both for character limits, but what also allows is to identify where did the link start and where did it go. So we can see out of that simple text box that we had before that these patterns have emerged. So we have a hashtag for topics, borrowed from IRC, an @ symbol for users, borrowed from email, an HTTP for links, borrowed from your web browser, and a star for favorites, also borrowed from your web browser. Now, those metaphors were established, or use patterns were established because the user of Twitter was this geek. They're a web geek. And what we're looking at in the GYC is a different type of group. So it's silly for us to assume that this new type of person has the same needs or the same motivations as the web user does. So when we're talking about the GYC, what is collaborative, and we want to get things done. So we've come up with a couple ideas on how to take those base elements and center them around people actually getting things done.